I'm Natasha.
And I'm Fitz. And we are Captivity TV. We are back. First of all, make sure you subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Make sure you like, make sure you comment. And then also follow us on Twitter. I'm going to do it in the beginning because I'm tired of having to do it at the end. Follow us on Twitter at Captivity TV. Is it the Captivity TV? Or at Captivity TV?
At Captivity.
Okay, at Captivity TV. You know, because we usually, especially today, I went ahead and said we were going to do a video and post it tonight. So what I want to talk about, I'm sure, which is on everybody's brains, and pretty much the world hasn't been focused on it since it's fueled with hate, and it's really shown like where we are at as far as like racial tension, the whole Charlestonville, Virginia incident. So I guess from the little bit of, you guys correct if I'm wrong, because some of the stories I was reading was saying not necessarily different things, but was like pulling out things that I thought was completely crazy. So one of the articles I had saw was saying that this of course was a KK rally. I guess Nazis, they came together to pretty much spread hate, pretty much. And supposedly, from what I saw in the article, is that this happens every year. Every year they get together and they do this whole like little march or whatever the hell you want to call it, with sticks, what the things called with the flames on them, poach. What kind of those? Well, I guess that they're in their case they were but they were like tiki sticks, but they were trying to make them look like like olden days, like firewood burning, all that type of shit. So this particular year, of course, protesters came that, of course, will be against the KKK Nazi, which is crazy. First of all, it's crazy to me that even, that the town allows this to take place every year, if this is so. Because it's hate. It's not, freedom of speech. It's literally speech hate or hate speech, however you want to say it. It's like literally like you're literally spreading hate because of something that somebody can't control. A color of somebody's skin, they can't control that. We're just born. Whoever God gives us to be, as far as the color of our skin goes, genetics. That's just what happens. So it's ignorant anyway that the town even allows this. So this particular incident that happened, a man. Well, it was already getting crazy. People started fighting. People started, doing crazy shit, pretty much. And I could think it probably was on both sides, as far as like the anger started being filled from both sides, because anytime you're talking about something that somebody can control, like race, it automatically, you want to ostracize me because of that. I'm automatically going to feel some type of way. Would you agree that you can't control that anger? That's just something like you're an idiot, and it turns into anger. So it's like anger fighting anger. So from what I understood, already has started getting, started going crazy, started fighting, and started, but the picture that I saw, it was from the KKA side, more so attacking the protesters. So, and the crazy thing about it is that all this was going on, cops were just there. And I didn't see anything of them like trying to diffuse situation. It seemed like they were more so allowing it to go on and take place. So whatever that that happened, whatever. But then the incident that actually made the news spread like wildfire was that somebody ended up being killed. Actually, two police officers ended up being killed, and then there was a young lady by the name of Heather Heyer. I believe I'm saying her name right. She was 32, and she was struck by a car. Mind you, it was she was on the protesting side. So from my understanding, she was standing with us. And a man decided to run his damn car into the crowd of protesters. And unfortunately, she ended up passing. So RIP to you, and our prayers are with her family. That's horrible. And just, one thing is that she did die for a great cause. Although it's horrible, because of course I don't want anybody to die, because no coming back from that. But, she did die for, I feel like she's going to get extra star in heaven for that alone, because that's just showing, first of all, you're not even black. So you were there, or at least she didn't appear to be black. I don't want to say this because she may have had a little, black in her. But the fact that you were standing with us, that speaks volume right there. So just RIP to you. So like I said, the guy ran to the protesters and, and unfortunately killing her. So it just, for me, it just seems like, first of all, that needs to never happen again. Like, it shouldn't be happening anywhere. Like, hate speech shouldn't be allowed at all. It's not one of our amendments. It's not covered. Like, it needs not be there. You shouldn't be doing that. So if you're going against anybody because of gender, race, sexuality, something that they have no control over, off top, I feel like the government or either the city officials or officers or whatever need to come and shut it down. That shouldn't even be allowed. And then on top of that, one thing that did come to me was that how Black Lives Matter, when we do have people standing for the Black Lives Matter, the police is there and SWAT gear ready. But in this instance, it doesn't seem like, and then, mind you, Black Lives Matter movements usually don't even have weapons. These people already came with bats and torches and all that shit, so they already were ready to pretty much any means necessary. They want to let their hate speech be heard or seen. So that's another thing. Like, what's going on? Like, that, for people that says racism isn't real or isn't alive anymore, right there, that alone, and we're not speaking about the death that happened. That alone should let you know, like, of course, or these people are here spreading hate, but when people are trying to just protest and for something that like skin equality for all, police are there and you can feel their presence. But for something like this, their presence isn't really seen. Right there, to let you know that something ain't right with America. Something needs to be changed. Something needs to happen, and racism is well and alive. And then another thing that just really just irked us and made us want to come here was Trump. Like, he stayed quiet as far as the tweets went, and we all know he has Twitter fingers like a motherfucker, and he was quiet. And then he did come out and do a press conference or hold a press conference and pretty much was just saying that both sides of hate shouldn't be accepted. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, we know the innocent side, the protesters, we have the right of freedom of speech, and I feel like as far as for this situation, the protesters that were there weren't spreading hate. We should all be seen as equal. Like, what the fuck? Even though we know that's not true, we know that we aren't seen as equal people of color, but we should. So that's not hate. So how are you saying both sides? Like, how are you trying to even see the protesting side at blame or point blame at all? It's crazy. Shit, that's pretty much victim shaming to me. I feel like that's pretty much what it is. Like, you can't. How are you doing that? It's more and more every day for me. It's just like a huge fuck Trump every day. Like, it's nothing that since he's been in office. It gives me more of a like satisfying feeling. Like, damn, we were right. I knew exactly what he was gonna fucking do. I knew that there was never gonna be any silver lining with him. The only thing that I can say, if I want to say a silver lining, is that anybody that voted for him, now I know that you're ignorant, pretty much. Because he pretty much said what he was going to do, and he did it.